Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and y'all, we got another TikToker out here telling her story. This TikToker that is telling her story name is Jillian, and child, she's saying the lies he told. She gives homage to Ressa Tessa, and child, we're going to watch this live together. Now I know y'all want me to speed it up. I am unable to do that for some reason, and it's frustrating, right? But we're gonna watch this live together. And she is again another TikToker, and she is recalling a story. She encourages other women to do the same thing, to tell their tea, spill their tea out there downtown to the TikTok. And we're gonna get into it. Y'all feel free to comment, like, subscribe. Let's do it.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop
auntie
boop.
that everybody needs.
You can make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why
Aunties and lies, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
So welcome back, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? We are about to do another live watch party of another TikToker who was out there in the streets, child, spilling her. I'm telling you right now, these are cautionary tales. They really, truly are. You know, we talk about different subject matters over here downtown to the Auntie's advice, and this gives me an opportunity to have a real conversation about dating and stuff, y'all. Like some of the stuff that these women are doing is shocking to me. I think that the thing that shocks me about them is just how quick people sleeping with people. Are y'all out here sleeping with people quick like that? Like this is shocking the out of me. But anyway, let me get it keyed up so we can go into she has how many videos in this series, y'all? 19, 20. 20 videos in this series. So we should be able to get through this. Yeah, let's do it. So let me pull her up. Let me pull up part 1. Okay. And as I said, for some reason it is not allowing me to bring it widescreen or big screen. So we're gonna make it do what it do. Y'all ready to have this convo? Y'all ready to have this convo? Meet Jillian. Okay, here we go.
Hi, and welcome. I know I said earlier that this would be Who the Fuck Did I Get Married season 2? But I want Miss Ressa to get her flowers. So this series will be entitled The Lies He Told. Don't it sound like a Lifetime movie? Yeah. So buckle your seatbelt because this is going to be a ride. All right. On January 5th, 2020, I contacted a restaurant called Phil and Derek's here in Houston. My best friend at the time, remember, I'm not saying anybody's government or real name or nickname or what have you. My best friend Naya was in town for her birthday. Her birthday is January 5th. And we wanted to do brunch. We wanted to do Sunday Fun Day. We had an agenda that day, but we did not have any reservations at all. So I took it upon myself that morning to contact Phil and Derek's. And when I called, a gentleman answered the phone. Thanks for calling Phil and Derek's. This is Jared. How can I help you? I said, hi, Jared. My name is Jillian. Um, I'm trying to call to see if I can make a reservation today for a party of 5. Jared says, oh, that's impossible, Miss Jillian. We don't have any reservations, like same day reservations. I mean, it's really busy on a Sunday. I said, man, come on. It's my best friend's birthday. She's just in town until, the morning, or it was like Tuesday or something. And I said, please, you sure you can't squeeze us in anywhere? He put me on a brief hold. He came back to the phone and he said, I got you. I said, bet, my dog. I appreciate that. And he said, hey, but when you come, bring me a Powerade. I said, a Powerade? He said, yeah. I said, what color you want? He said, blue. I said, bet.
Try to make it bigger.
So I round up all the girls. It's 5 of us. Hop in the truck. We drive to Phil and Derek's. We get there, I think, around 1 o'clock. I think the reservation was for 1. We go in. Actually, we didn't go in. I hopped out at the ballet. I think I was the last one to get out of the truck, but I had the blue Powerade in my hand. And I saw this man walk outside, and he was dressed as if he was a part of the staff at Phil and Derek's. And so I walk up to him and I said, are you Jared? And he says, yeah. He said, do we know each other? I said, here your Powerade. And he was like, oh, you bought it. I said, yeah, I did. I said, I wasn't going to forget about you. So we broke contact. I go in, we get seated at the section, we eat, we laugh, we talk, we drink. A guy, fine ass man, walk up to me that was sitting at the bar. He was telling me his life story. Hey, baby, I work in the oil and gas field. I got that bread. I got this. I got that. And, I'm intrigued. I'm like, oh, okay, boo. Take me out. Do something with me. So Jared walks up and Jared says, hey, man, she already married. I look at my homegirls. I said, I'm married. I don't see no. I said, sir, I don't even know that man. I'm capping at this point because, of course, I just brought you a Powerade. But we was in there for a couple of hours. And so he had spotted me from the side of the room talking to a whole nother man. So he comes over and he tells him that. So we leave Phil and Derek's. We go to the address. We party. I'm in there, just us doing what we doing, celebrating a beautiful woman and making it another year. So my best friend leaves that Tuesday, and I eventually start to have a fever. I go to the CVS Minute Clinic. I go in. And I'm like, hey, I'm sick as a dog. I don't know what's going on. Y'all, what's going on? They check me. They say, well, you don't have influenza A or B. You don't have, pneumonia. They were just telling me I didn't have any of the normal stuff. But in 2020, nobody knew what the fuck COVID was. I had COVID because guess what? Naya had came in from Dubai. Most people that were catching COVID at the very beginning, they was catching it from people that was coming from out the country. So, case in point, I was sick as a dog. I want to make it clear that I did not have Jared's number or any way to contact him.
Okay.
After I left Phil and Derek's that day.
Okay.
We didn't exchange numbers, any of that shit. I'm going to just put that out there.
Okay. So how you get
of course, it's going to be parts of the story that's going to make me really look dumb. I ain't going to lie. I done told y'all this before. This is a disclaimer. So I'm sick as a dog for a good 2 weeks. All right. One day, it fell on my heart to call Phil and Derek's again.
What?
So I called up there and I said, hey, y'all got a manager there by the name of Jared? And they say, yeah. I said, he there? They said, no, he not here. They said, is there a message that I could leave for him? I said, well, to be honest with you, I really want to leave a good review because
Yeah,
he took
right.
care of us. He made sure that we
You
had
could do that
what we
online.
needed, yada, yada, yada. And so they said, okay, let me write your name and your number down, and I'm going to have one of the owners to call you back.
These women be doing the
So
most.
one of the owners did contact me back like within the day. And
Hey, Tamika.
just for this story, her name is Maria. Maria contacts me and she says, hey, I got your number and your name, and they told me that you want to make a review on one of our managers. And I say, yes, Jared was amazing. I appreciate his customer service. We from Mississippi, so we know about being hospitable, and we just wanted to thank you and to thank him for just a lovely evening, a lovely brunch or what have you. And she said, okay, I'm gonna definitely pass the message along. Thank you so much. We ended the call. I called, stupid ass. I called back up there again. Because at that point, I was trying to figure out in my mind why that man had told that man that I was married.
That flattered her. Girl, bye.
He get that shit from? He knows something I don't know. So I called back. I called back up there.
You knew why he said it. I'm glad she put a disclaimer out there and said that this is going to make her look stupid, because I'm just like, I think it starts with a D. And I think the next word behind it is an ESPERAT, like desperate.
I said, hey.
How's this flattering?
May I please speak to Jared? And the man said, hold on 1 second. Jared picked up the phone. Hello, this is Jared. I said, Jared, I don't know if you remember me, but this is
all on his job, though. This is so appropriate on so many levels. This man's place of employment. Now, I know she probably going to say he was some trash, but this is his place of employment, and you call him first. You call, and you acting like you're going to leave him a good rating. Did you ever do that? Secondly, now you call him because you felt like he was flirting with you, so you needed to confirm whether or not the stuff that be happening, like this is like, I must be old school as hell.
Is Jillian the one that brought?
Because I would never.
She did Powerade
and have never.
2 weeks ago. He said, yeah, man, what's up? What's up? I said, how you doing? He said, man, I'm good. We just busy, man. I said, that's cool. I'm not going to hold you to.
And he started calling her a man. That's so, disgusting.
Long. I said, but I have a question for you. I said, I don't know if you remember this, but that Sunday that I came in there, a young man was speaking to me, and you walked up and you told that man that I was married. I said, now, why would you do some shit like that? I said, I was really trying to get that man number. And it's me. I'm ignorant like this. So I asked the question. I said, why would you say something like that to him? He said, well, dudes come in here all the time and they be, on women and women interested. So, I felt, I could come over there and kind of relieve you a little bit because I ain't really think you was feeling it, nigga. I said, oh, okay. He said, but I got to get back to what I'm doing. Is there any way that I can get your number or I can give you my number and then, we can talk offline? I don't really want to be on these folks' phone. I said, oh, that's cool. He gave me his number. And so we started chit-chat. We started talking. Maybe about a week later, that's when everything started to shut down here in Houston because of COVID. Now, part 2 is where it really gets going. Part 2 of the lies he told.
And let me tell y'all, don't be streaming and driving like this. Don't stream and drive like this. Shadow X said, rolling my eyes so damn hard. Me too, because like this is on the man's job. People doing like this, y'all. Is this where we have come to as women? That we chasing a man down? I ain't got it to do, boo. I ain't got it to do.
So we exchange phone numbers and we immediately start texting. About a week later, that's when we find out that the city is on shutdown because.
So is this another damn? So a lot of people was doing this during shutdowns. So they was moving people in like furniture during the shutdown. So the shutdown just turned everybody into a freak. Like what?
Because of COVID. So our very first date, red flag number one.
No, the red flag number one is that you called the fucking, oh my God. That's the red flag number one is that there was an intuition in you to call downtown to that man's job, to fake like you was going to give him a good review, and then call him back about some marriage book. That's the red flag. You're the red flag.
Because it's going to be several. Just so you know, it's going to be several. First red flag. Hey, you know, if it's okay with you, I'm going to be at work all day. Is it okay if I pull up on you? You know, we can do dinner at your house. You don't have to cook. You know, we can order a piece of something light, something like that. And I said, okay, cool. My son, the only son that I had at the time, which for this series, his name is Walker. Walker was with his dad that day, so I had the house to myself. It had to be a Wednesday or a Thursday. So I ordered the pizza, and he showed up. And so we sat, we talked, and we began to start having engaging conversations about who we were to one another, such as, hi, I'm Jill. I'm from Mississippi. I have one kid, yada, yada, yada. All right. When you initially have a conversation with someone,
But you brought him
you
up
don't
as your
expect them
child.
to give you any information that's not true,
She
right?
brought him around her child in
So,
her child's environment.
This is how our
This is
conversation
fucked
went.
up.
Jared tells me that he was originally from Louisiana. He was born and raised in Louisiana. His grandmother, you know, raised him. He had a daughter. He had been married before, and his ex-wife cheated on him. Ex-wife cheated on him. And she actually lives in Germany on a teaching job. He told me that he had a house with his ex-wife in Humble, Texas. He told me during this conversation, this is our very first initial conversation over pizza. He told me that his mother was a physician. He told me that his mother had him at such a young age that, of course, his grandmother had to raise him. Of course, that's believable. Of course. He told me that he went to culinary art school at the Arts Institute. He stated that he had 3 vehicles, that his credit score was amazingly high. And he also told me that his lease was about to be up at his apartment.
Lord, here we come.
And he was getting ready to move out. And one last thing that he told me is that he used to play football.
And you fell for it.
Not
and those
arena
legs
football, but
dropped,
he used to play
went up in the
football
air. You
in
was
high
hanging
school.
off the chandelier. Because don't sit there and
Okay.
laugh about what dude told. See, I you know what? I didn't want to do this. because you're laughing about everything he told you, but I guarantee you, hook, line, and sinker, he never went back home. We were separated after that day. We were together. You know what? I dropped it low and I spread it wide. What the? That's
also, in addition to going to the Arts Institute for Culinary Arts, he also said that he graduated from U of H, which is University of Houston, with a degree in hotel management. I believe he said hotel management. By him being in the restaurant business, I definitely believe that.
You believed everything.
As the time goes on, as the parts come, as they start to move, I'll be exposing most of it. And if I remember other things, I'll make sure to let you know. So, like I said before, this was our initial conversation with one another. I told him, I said, wow, that is impressive. That's a lot. He also told me that he had, money in his savings and stuff. He's a great saver. He knows he's financially stable, things of that nature.
At least her wig is better.
I said, okay, cool. No problem. That's awesome. I said, so the 3 cars, where are the 3 cars at? I mean, I've only seen you in the Camaro. And he was like, yeah, I keep those other 2 at my mom's crib because, I live in an apartment complex. So, I don't want to have all my cars over there.
Makes sense.
Man, that's understandable. I got you. I said 3 cars. That's crazy.
She probably was thinking she was going to be driving one of them bitches.
All right. So the night goes on. I'm not going to sit here and cap one night. If you follow me, you follow me. That was a one night. And that man never left my house.
What the?
Come back the next day.
What did I say? What did I say? You can't blase that away. You can't be blase. One night, you know. The fuck? No. Tell us. Didn't I tell y'all that he wasn't going to leave that house? She laughing about every lie he told her. But she was sucking. So is she going to be like Ressa Tessa? Is he going to be paying her fucking bills too? Bitch, I'm done.
He went to work. He would come back the next day. So during the time when I met him, he was driving.
She didn't even know what he had. She didn't know if he walking around with, I don't mean no harm. She don't know if he had a venereal disease. She don't know nothing about this man other than this initial conversation over a fucking pizza. A fucking pizza that she paid for. They'll tell at her house where her son lives. This what we doing? 2020? This is what the fuck was going on during the pandemic? Bitch. Oh my God. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna try to keep my composure.
Driving a Camaro. One night,
she worried about what he
picked me up from Prospect Park. I got an Uber there. He got off of work at Phil and Derek's, and then he came and scooped me up. I noticed on that night that he had a pink tag on his Camaro, and there was a name on the back, and the name said Cece.
And he didn't get put out. Bitch, tell me that it ends right here.
That was weird to me because
weird.
Jared.
Weird. How the fuck was that weird?
So we go home and, I didn't bring it up or anything.
Why? Desperate for a man. How the fuck don't you bring that up immediately and put him out on the side of the motherfucking road? Y'all, this is what we doing? Y'all, this what we doing? Oh my God. You're right, Linda. How is it weird that she don't know him? All of this is weird. The stuff that's weird is this you doing. We cannot. Oh my God. Okay. All right.
So as time goes by,
You talk about seconds or you talk about days. Because that motherfucker would have been, first of all, he would have never came to my house where my child dwelled. I
we
can't
basically
believe we
shacking.
doing this.
But let me be clear. The first week that he started living with me, he was paying my bills.
I ain't never seen so many bitches that compromise their life. And when I say bitches, I'm saying it as a figure of speech. I ain't never seen so many bitches, somebody to pay their fucking bills. Somebody paying your bills is not worth that. To leave yourself open and vulnerable to a motherfucker that you don't know. This another one that he was paying my bill. Like that justifies this. That justifies me bringing him around my child. It justifies me dropping my drawers the first night because he was paying my bills, bitch. And that's all that matters. When do we go out here and build our own wealth? I wonder what the hell, what is his daggone name? Kevin Samuels would be saying if he was still alive, God rest his soul, what he would be saying about these women. He would be dragging her ass, okay? And I'm talking about Kevin Samuels. I'm not talking about me. And it may be offensive to somebody. I don't usually talk about him on my channel. I don't think I've ever talked about Kevin Samuels over here. But bitch, it wasn't because I wasn't looking. I was looking like everybody else was looking. He would be dragging her and calling her a damn 3 or 4. He would be calling her a 3 or 4. Having an expectation that she's getting a high value man. The fuck is going on? This is what we do when we think we got a high value man. We got to see ourselves first as high value women. Fuck what you heard. The moment he would have seen her breast sitting up there like that and her stomach, he would have been calling her a 3 or 4 if she got that high of a rating. You got to see yourself as valuable. The fuck is wrong with, oh my goodness. Women, we got to do better. We got to do better. This is inexcusable. It's no excuse for this. You can't measure yourself by what somebody got and they gonna do for you. You gotta measure yourself by what you got and what you can do for yourself. There's nothing wrong with being a kept woman. There's nothing wrong with being a full-time house mom. There is nothing wrong with having somebody to take care of you, but build a relationship with yourself first so you can walk away from that and you can drop it anytime you want to and know you're going to be okay. But I guarantee you that she's probably just like the other girl and feel like she impoverished and ain't got no money. And probably couldn't even afford the dinner that her girlfriend came there for because she got a child. And that's understandable. We all done suffered. We all done scraped up. I told y'all when I first had my daughter, it was between her and me eating. Because you know what? I walked away from that while my baby was 6 months old. 5, 6 months old. I said, I ain't got it to do. And I walked away. I got my own place. I had my own car. I had my going on. I wasn't hardly making no money. But I said, bitch, I'd rather have peace. I'd rather have peace of mind and not be with this sorry mother. He wasn't sorry. But I did not want to be. Well, I mean, I'm just saying. God rest his soul. I walked away. I did that stuff in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, bitch, while everybody was asleep. I was looking. I was hitting the payment. Back then, we ain't had the internet like we got now. I was driving hither and thither, taking off work, going looking at apartments, putting applications in out the ass. And when I walked away, I said, you know what? I'm going to do what I got to do for me and my baby. And if it means that I ain't got, that means she is. Peace costs you. Peace costs. Peace ain't free. Peace is work. It take more to get rid of this mother than it do. Let me tell you, a bitch can come and stay in your house for a day and take up residency up in your, and be a squatter up in that, and you got to go through heaven and hell to put that bitch out. You ain't coming up in my camp. The fuck is wrong? I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to be screaming. I don't mean to be screaming. I swear to God, I don't mean to be screaming. I hope I ain't offending nobody. If this your first time here, I be acting like this sometimes. I mean, you know, fuck it. It is what it is. I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to talk, you know, at a little mild level and everything, you know. I ain't checking the temperature of the room. I don't give a damn. Because when you see simple like this, you got to say something. Ain't that what they say? When you see something, say something. The fuck? Let me go back to her so we don't be out this bitch all night. All right, y'all.
He paid my rent. He was buying groceries. He was doing for my son at the time. He was most definitely paying my household bills. And I was pocketing all my money.
You was a user. That makes you in reverse. If this was a man saying this, we would be pissed because we'd be like, he ain't doing nothing but using her. So we think that as women, it's okay for us to be users. It's not okay to use somebody. I was pocketing my stuff. So then you don't know nothing about being in a relationship that's 100%, 100%. You in one of them 25, 75%. You don't feel like you got to bring nothing to the table. And then you pocket it. You better not. And I mean, you better not say you broke. Now, in not one of these fucking videos, you better not cry broke. You better not. Because you should have been pocketing and putting it in a damn account where you was drawing interest off of it.
So one day he comes home and now he's in a Nissan Altima. And I said, what happened to the Camaro? He said, I'm letting it sit for a minute. You know, I need to get some tires on it or what have you. I keep spinning out trying to come home. So, you know, I'm going to just let it sit. So now, you know, I'm going to drive the Nissan. I said, okay, cool.
What about, you know what this should have been? This should have been titled The Lies We Told.
Oh, you know, I remember you saying you had a couple cars. I said, so what a Camaro at? He said, oh, I got it sitting over in my mom's crib. I said, okay, cool. He says, so I really would like for you to meet my daughter. Now, he told me on one of our initial conversations that he goes and he sits at the grandmother's stop sign to get his daughter from school every day because her mother cannot do so.
Okay.
I said, wow, you pick up your kid every day? Like from the bus? He said, yeah, she's out there in Humble. So I drive out there to Humble, make sure she gets off the bus fine and everything. And then sometimes, you know, I go and take her to get something to eat and then I just run her back to her mom's. But she's going to school in her grandmother's district. It never dawned on me to ask him why the grandmama can't get her off the bus. Never dawned on me.
Ain't none of your business.
So I said, okay, cool. And so I noticed that he worked extremely long hours. And when I mean extremely long hours, I mean, he would sometimes leave.
That's the restaurant business, but okay.
At 6 a.m.
Hurry up.
And he wouldn't be back till like
he irritated the dog shit out of me.
2 a.m. the next morning.
Okay, whatever.
You know, when Phil and Derek's they stay open till about 2, but
Mhm.
he would say, no, we got inventory, babe. We doing this, we doing that. So of course, when you're in the restaurant business, I know, they have long hours. I do know that.
But ain't it COVID? Wasn't the restaurant shut down?
Do know that. So I ain't knock him. I ain't asked too many questions because
Mhm.
I was like, surely he working. He
Mhm.
paying these bills. He working. I ain't worried about it.
I bet the fuck you wasn't.
That's why I fucked up. I didn't ask shit. And I'm going to tell you now, when I get to part 3, you'll start to see the lies he told. Part 3, the lies he told. So
Now I must say she got a good weave. Her weave is very cute.
one day I said, babe, since you're going to pick your daughter up, how about you bring her back to the house and we go get something to eat? I got Walker. Let's just go and get something to eat. He said, okay, let me hit her mom up. Let me make sure that's cool. I'm going to let you know something. So he calls me back about an hour later. He was like, babe, I'm bringing CC. Cool. So he brings CC to my townhouse at the time. And I say, all right, let's go to Toro hibachi spot around the corner, because my baby love hibachi, right? So Walker is excited to see this baby. However, CC is very quiet. She's very weird. And I hate to say this about a 7-year-old baby, but I know children, and I know when children are fearful. And this baby was scared. So I said, babe, does she talk? Like, is she okay? And he was like, yeah, babe, she just quiet. She quiet like a daddy. I said, okay. I said, that makes sense. So I said, baby, get whatever you want. I'm gonna pay for it. Get whatever you want.
She don't know
Now,
your
at
ass.
this point in time, I did not know what I know now. So I'm embracing this baby because I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna be with this man, if we, having talks, because at this point we was having talks about a family. I said, I love kids. I'm accepting of her. Hell, in my mind, I'm trying to figure out what size this baby wear in clothes. That's just the woman I am. So we all eating. I noticed that she not eating. I said, what's wrong with her? And why did she get steamed rice? And all of us got fried rice. He was like, she don't like fried rice. She don't like fried rice. She don't like a lot of stuff. I said, okay, so she picky. That's cool. We go and we take her to an apartment over by the mall. I never forget it. And we drop her off. The next morning, that nigga wake up in a rage. I'm in the bathroom. I didn't know what was going on. So I come out and I say, babe, what's wrong? You good? I'm thinking there's something going on at the job. He putting on clothes. I said, babe, what's wrong? He said, man, her mama come texting me talking about, I lied to her talking about it was just going to be me and her going out to eat last night. And CC went home and told her mama that I was out to eat with you and your son. And now it's the whole thing. And now she won't even let me see my daughter no fucking more. Man, I'm so tired of this shit. He throwing shit. And I said, man, wait a minute. Hold on. I said, now, woman to woman, I could holler at her for like for you. I can, talk to her because maybe she is disrespected. She ain't met me yet. Don't bring nobody around my
That's why you
motherfucking baby.
should
So
have
I
been
know
around
you,
the baby.
And
You wouldn't have wanted no man to do that to you.
he said, no, babe, that's bullshit. That bullshit. He going in. I said, okay. I said, I'm gonna let you handle it. I said, but you got rights to your baby, right? Like, you able to see your baby because you told me you was on child support. Yeah, man, I'm on child support. I said, okay. Matter of fact, every time I look like that, just know it's something behind it when I look like that. I said, okay, well, child support order, you get visitation rights. She can't deny you your baby, man. I said, and, I understand that you still trying to get this baby your last name or whatever because of how the situation went down. Let me explain to you how he told me the situation went down.
Hurry up about this.
Finding out that CC was his baby. He used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings for 12 years. That man said that a woman started working at Buffalo Wild Wings, and she and him had a thing. She ended up getting pregnant.
Like
and he didn't know that she got pregnant because she left Buffalo Wild Wings before she got pregnant. Obviously, they had a one night stand. And he said 4 years later, she walks into Buffalo Wild Wings with his daughter and said, meet your daughter.
Okay.
This is your daughter.
Okay.
He claimed that they went and got swabbed, got a DNA test, and it was his baby. He said he is still working to get the baby last name, his last name. But right now, she got her mama last name.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Now, before I met this baby, I said, let me see a picture of it. He showed me a picture of it. I said, oh my gosh, she mixed. Damn. I said, okay, what she mixed with? He said, she mixed with Mexican. I said, okay. I said, show me a picture of her mama. He showed me a picture of the mother. But it's always a naiveness to their madness, because when he showed me her page, it was her Facebook page. And I always remember names. I'm going to remember names, numbers, street numbers, all that shit. I'm going to remember all of that. So I remembered her name. So by this time, I said, okay, well, let me know if there's anything that I can do to help you. Let me know. Another thing about Jared is he never wanted me to meet his family. He would always say, my mama work all the time. She ain't never, ever, available. And if she is, she in third ward partying with her little hood friends. He would say shit like that. Then he said his daddy wasn't in his life. So, because he was in and out of prison all the time. And his grandmama raised him. So, he didn't really know what his daddy was. I said, okay. Out of the blue one day, he got in contact with his daddy. And he said, babe, you want to meet my dad? Absolutely. Absolutely, I want to meet your father. We went to go meet his daddy. I took pictures with his daddy. Matter of fact, I had this same dress on when I met his daddy. Sure did. By this time, mind you, this was maybe 3 or 4 weeks after I had met his daughter. I said, hey, we got something to tell you. He needed to see his daddy because he wanted to tell his daddy that he had a baby on the way. Whole time.
Bitch, I died.
Time that we was there, I ain't never said shit about the daughter that I had met. Never said nothing because we was too excited about our new baby that we were about to have. He said, man, you gonna go and put a ring on it and everything. And he said, hell yeah, this my wife now, shit. Okay. So his dad started calling and checking up on his new daughter-in-law. He called me one day. He said, hey, baby, how you doing? I said, Pop, I'm good. I said, everything going well. We got a doctor's appointment set up after we leave Mississippi, because at this point, I'm going to take homeboy to go see my folks in Mississippi, because at this point, you got to meet
What's the timeline?
You got to meet my daddy, okay?
At least Ressa timeline. What's the timeline? Is this 4 months after? Is this 5 months? Like, what's the timeline?
He was like, okay. I said, and speaking of, I forgot to tell you when I saw you that I had met your other beautiful granddaughter. He said, Chucky daughter? I said, Chucky? He said, yeah, my daughter Chucky. I said, no, not Jared's sister. I said, Jared baby. He said, Jared baby. I said, yeah, Jared daughter, CC, man, stop playing. He said, Jared ain't got no motherfucking kids. I said, man, Jared has a 7-year-old daughter. Maybe you confused because, he was, you've been in and out and stuff. And he said, I ain't been in and out that damn long. And to be honest with you, he said, I'm going to just tell you this. My nephew told me when I was locked up that Jared is a stone cold liar. He said, so I'm going to tell you right now, ain't no way in the world Jared would have had a baby without telling his mama or me. Ain't no way he would have done that. He said, have you talked to his mama? I said, I ain't never met his mom. He said, exactly. Now, I got to go to church, but part 4 will be coming tonight.
All that cussing she doing.
Part 4 of the lies that he told. So I quickly get off the phone with his daddy, and I remembered that I saw the girl's Facebook page, the alleged baby mama. So I go to her Facebook page and I start stalking. I did find a picture of Cece on her page, and there was a comment that was on that girl's picture.
This is what we doing now?
Older African-American woman. That lady commented and said, look at Granny's baby. The woman had Cece's last name.
Okay.
And the mom had Cece's last name. So at that time, I knew, ain't no way this could be this boy's biological baby. I waited for him to come home. And I said, Jared, I have a question for you. And please believe me that if I ask you a question, I already know the answer to it. So please don't lie to me. I said, is Cece your biological kid? That boy looked at me and he said, yeah, that's my baby. I already told you about, the Buffalo Wild Wings. I said, I hear you. I said, but let me tell you what I found out today. Today, I contacted your father and we had a conversation. And that conversation went a little bit about him asking how I was doing. And also I told him that I had met Cece and he had no idea who Cece was. He told me that you don't have any children, Jared. So are you going to be honest, or I need you to tell me what's going on.
Okay.
That man looked at me and he said
what? What did he say?
That ain't my baby.
Okay.
He said, but I was with her mom for some time and I was about to get ready to try and help raise her because her dad is in jail. Her mom is still legally married.
Okay. You know the truth.
The father of that child.
Okay.
And I got so close to her and her baby that I told her that I would take responsibility as a man to help her raise her
that
baby.
was honorable. You took her out and everything.
And I looked at that man and I said, so you mean to tell me that you went and picked up another man's baby?
Yeah, if he was close to it, why wouldn't
you? Claimed that child as your own and brought it to your...
The baby, this same fucking man is living in your house with your baby. Bitch, I know I'm crazy. The man is living in your house with your baby.
This situation.
I can't.
And why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, because, I said, but you also told me that you was on child support. So that was a lie too? Like, you're not on child support? I give her, I pay half of her rent. I said, you pay half of her rent? You pay half of this woman's rent.
He paying yours, so what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm doing the best that I can to try to help her. Y'all, all of that was a lie.
Okay, but
that man was not paying nobody's half rent. He was not doing that. He was not doing that. So that was the very first lie I found out quickly. But as this series progresses, you will find out how many lies this man has told me. And they don't stop there. Part 5 coming up. Part 5 of the lies he told. So time progresses. We ended up going to Mississippi. He definitely meets my family. We go to Piccadilly. He tells my parents at Piccadilly, like, oh yeah, I used to be a very big dude, and I'm not gonna lie, that man was heavy, over 350 pounds easy. Now he's about 186 in current time.
Good for him.
186 pounds.
Good for
So
him.
he was telling them about how he got weight loss surgery done, how he's been able to maintain it. Because believe it or not, the boy could not eat a full Lunchable. So I knew he had some type of gastric sleeve or something like that.
Okay, good for him.
He told them the same things that he told me on the very first night. How he was raised in Louisiana, how, you know, his grandmother, you know, helped raise him, and that was his mom, until he found out that, you know, later on his real mama was his alleged sister, which she was there his entire life, from my understanding. And he just went down the line and he was telling them everything that he had told me. On the way back from Mississippi, we came the Beltway, so we passed through the Atascocita Humble area. He said, "Babe, you want me to take you over there to where me and my ex-wife used to live?" I said, "You talking about like your old house?" He was like, "Yeah, because I know at some point we probably gonna be looking for houses, so I kind of want to show you
Oh my God, not the house.
the house that we stayed in,
Not the
because I want a
house.
much bigger house this time." I said, "Okay, that's cool." We drive into a subdivision, and we landed on a random street.
Okay.
Now, after the whole baby situation with Cece, I left a part out about Cece, but I'll get back to that. We go down a random street, and he points out to a house, and he said, "Babe, that's the house that we used to have." Now, I want to tell you guys the story about the ex-wife and the situation with him. He told me, remember in one of those parts, I told you that he said that the wife cheated on him when they were married. So the storyline about the ex-wife is that he was working out of town because he was training for different Buffalo Wild Wing restaurants that were up and coming in different local cities like Austin, San Antonio, Dallas. He's doing that. He claims that the man next door was sleeping around with his ex-wife, and he came home one day unexpected. His wife was home from
her story got a lot of holes in it, because first of all, I don't remember, and maybe y'all remember, I don't remember her telling us that he was married. That's the first thing. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. But I don't remember hearing the marriage divorce, when he got divorced, how long was he married. I don't remember none of that stuff. None of it. Secondly, what's the timeline? They met on X, Y, and Z. Now where we are? Are we 5 months out, 6 months out? Like, where the fuck are we at in this relationship? Because we know she's pregnant.
from work. She was not He told me that that man next door was sitting on his couch, on Jared's couch, holding his remote, watching his TV, butt ass naked. This man told me that
Didn't she just leave church? She still got the same dress on, same wig. Didn't she just leave church? But okay.
With tussle. The next door neighbor tried running out of the front door, and he ends up shooting him in the leg.
Okay.
I asked Jared, did he go to jail for that? And he told the officers that it was self-defense, and they let him off. He did not do any jail time because of that, because the man was technically in his home.
Now, Jared lied.
I believed that story.
No, you didn't.
I did, guys. I believed it. And I know it makes me look like a fucking fool, but I did. I believed it. I really believed that that woman cheated on him and he shot that next door neighbor in the leg.
And he ain't had no jail time. He didn't even go down for process.
That street. and we head home. Before we could make it home, I was on my phone on Harris County Appraisal District. I was smart enough this time. I'm dumb about a lot of shit that's gonna occur on this series. But I was smart enough to get the house number, the name of the street, subdivision, all of that. I punched it into HCAD, property search. The same owners have been owning that house since 2011, since that lot was sold, since the bricks was put on that motherfucker. It was already there. Nobody, no other couple had that house. I did a little bit more deeper research. I took the owner's name and I plugged it in Facebook. I got to the point where I searched so hard and so long that not only did I find the owners of that house on Facebook, I found the picture of when they posted on Facebook that the lot was sold, and they were standing there where there was foundation still on that motherfucking lot. The house ain't even been built. They were a newlywed Caucasian couple.
And you stay with them.
And that was not a picture of Jared and his ex-wife.
And you stayed with them because he was paying your bill.
We made it home.
Wow.
I got out that car.
And ain't say nothing. Did you say anything?
I came upstairs.
Okay.
I got in that bed and I put my head to the back of that headboard.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Babe, you feeling okay?" Because mind you, I'm pregnant. And I looked at him and I said, "I have a question about that house."
Mm-hmm.
So, with that house, when you move there, he told me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "You moved there, it's on so-and-so date."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "And you and your ex-wife used to live there."
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, babe, that's where we lived." I said, "Okay."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "So who is Ashley and Justin?" He said, "I don't know Ashley and Justin." I said, "Because Ashley and Justin been owning that house since 2011.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Babe, where you get that from?" I said, "Because this HCAD." And I turned the phone around. I said, "Because this is HCAD. You never owned that fucking house. So who is Ashley and Justin if they're the owners of the house?"
They're the owners of the house.
That man told me, "Babe, man,
Did
I
I
don't even
miss
tell
it?
you this." I said, "Tell me what?" "All right, man. When me and my ex-wife split, Ashley and Justin let me crash in their garage. They got their garage set up like a man cave. And to be honest with you, babe, you saw the boxes in the garage when we passed through there. That's actually where I stored my shit at." I said, "Jared, I don't even believe that you know Ashley and Justin." He said, "Babe, I used to work with Justin at Buffalo Wild." Again, this another Buffalo Wild Wings. I said, "Jared, yeah. I don't know how much more of this I could take. Babe, I promise you. I promise you ain't lying." I said, "Okay, cool."
All right.
He got so upset and so angry because I kept saying, "All right, cool. All right, cool. Don't even worry about it. Okay, cool." He kept getting so angry that he ended up storming out of that house and he was gone for hours. I have no clue where he went. So now that we have talked about the supposed house that they lived in, let me get to the part about the ex-wife. So I asked him, I said, "And you say that you got married when?" He told me a date. Might have been 2015, 2016. I said, "And you said her name was Pierce Wood." He told me her last name. We're going to say it's Pierce Williams. I said, "Why ain't no divorce decree for you and Pierce?" He said, "We got married in Louisiana." I said, "Oh, okay, y'all got married in Louisiana." I said, "Okay, I ain't checked Louisiana." He said, "Oh yeah, if you check the records, they there."
So she couldn't find all of it. Excuse me, y'all. I'm asking for a friend. She couldn't find out all of this shit without him living in her house. She couldn't find out all of this before she fucked him. She could not find out all of this before she got into a deep relationship with him. So it took her moving him in, going down to the job, fucking him, getting pregnant, him paying all her bills. And then she found out. When did we start doing stuff backwards? I'm asking for a friend because I'm one of those people in the back, bitch, and I didn't think I heard it. I'm in the back. She couldn't find none of this stuff out before she did what she did. I'm telling you, I'm in the back. I ain't hearing right. Because I think it's me. I think I'm the one.
I said, okay, bet. I'm going to check him. I'm a damn sure check him. He said, why are you asking me all of these questions? I said, because
I'm pregnant. You're paying my bills. I fucked you on day one. And now I feel like I'm stuck with you because I'm supposed to be banking my money. But bitch, I guarantee you, she saved Jack. Let's see.
you done lied about having a daughter. You done lied about the house. Now,
he lied about
part 6, the lies he told. So before I found out about all of the lies, he explained to me about how he met his ex-wife. He told me that him and his ex-wife, they met in high school. They were actually high school sweethearts, went to prom together, the whole nine. They had been together for years. He told me that shortly after they graduated, they decided to go ahead and get married down in Louisiana. And he told me that him and her were unable to ever conceive a child due to the fact that he was very obese in the earlier part of his life and also up until around the age of 28, because he did tell me that he got the gastric sleeve surgery. He told me that it was impossible for him to have kids. His stuff just didn't work. And I said, wow, that's crazy. He said, and to be honest with you, it is so crazy that you got pregnant by me, because I didn't ever think I would be able to have kids. I said, well, I mean, you done lost a lot of weight, babe. Like, I'm trying to be encouraging. I'm trying to let him know, like, hey, you're not big no more. Because at that point, I saw that there was a lot of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Low self-esteem there. So I was like, I don't want you to start feeling insecure about yourself. It's okay. No, so we move on. He talks to me about the whole story about what I said in part 5 about how he caught her cheating with the man, yada, 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 So as I have now currently found out that he was never married, I approach him about it. I say, hey, I could not find a divorce decree or marriage license for you and your ex-wife. I said, so of course I have told you this before, and I'm gonna tell you this again. If I ask you a question, I already know the answer to it. So
then what the fuck did you ask?
Have you ever been married in your life? That man looked at me like he always do. And he sat with that shit and he said, yeah, we got married. Yeah, babe, I told you I was married. I said, okay, cool. All right, cool. So once again, I had to tell him, I talked to your daddy. Your daddy said you ain't never been married to Paris. He had to flip that shit so quick. He said, I don't really want you talking to my daddy. I said, and why is that? He said, because my daddy lie a lot. Go figure. I said, okay. He said, of course my daddy ain't gonna tell you about Paris because I caught him trying to fuck Paris at a house party. I said, do what? He said, yeah, the nigga trying to fuck his own daughter-in-law. I said, come on, bro. He said, man, my daddy get high, he get drunk, he get fucked up. And to be honest with you, he will try to fuck you too. I'm gonna just be honest. And I said, no, I don't get that from Pop. I don't get that from Pop. Now, I do understand that people have a past. There may have been times where his daddy may have gotten a little too loose in certain situations, but I did not believe that his daddy tried to hit on the
Why
ex-girlfriend.
not?
And
You
then at
know,
this time,
why not? You don't know
he was
either
saying
one
his
of them.
ex-wife. I did not believe that. So I ended up finding Paris on Facebook. I did not approach her. I did not communicate with her at all. But I did go to her Facebook page and I did notice that she was currently still living in Houston, Texas. She did have on her profile that she was single. There were no pictures of her and Jared. She was currently in Houston, like there were pictures of her at different places in Houston,
Okay.
different places. She was not in Germany. She was not in Germany, not at all.
But that's mute at this
And she
point.
does
You've
not even
accepted
look like the
every
type
lie.
that would even be a teacher. I really don't know what her profession is, but she did not look like that type. So he said, and speaking of Paris, she was at my job 2 weeks ago. I said, at your job doing what? He said, she was up there with her homegirls. I said, but I thought you told me that she lived in Germany. He said, man, she told me that she was back for a couple of weeks. He's still lying. Still fucking lying. I said, he here for a couple weeks. If she here for a couple weeks, I said, that doesn't even make sense, Jared. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. So, and all in all, I did get him to admit to me that he had never been married. He ain't never had no kids, and he never did live in that house. I did get him to admit that. And I also told him, I said, Jared, I do know that you were born in said hospital at said time and said date. I
God
said,
damn.
so right now, this is the time where we really stop the lies, because for whatever reason, you have a problem. And I'm not the type of woman that you have to lie to, because I would have liked you regardless without the lies. Now, granted, people, I do know that there were several red flags before we got here. I already know this. In the back of my head, I knew that I didn't want to be a woman with two babies, two baby dad. I ain't want that for my life. So I tried working with him through it.
Girl, if that ain't the biggest goddamn lie I done heard in my whole entire life when you fuck somebody the first night. Girl, you irresponsible with your girl, no. Girl, you was doing okay. But that right there, take accountability and responsibility. Tell the truth.
On the next part, I will tell you about part 7, the lies he told. So now we're moving into that place where we marital counseling, and honestly, we need to do personal.
So after all these lies, she Captain Save a Hoe. So now she's getting ready to save them. Now they getting ready to do marriage counseling. Because after all the lies, she believes that there are no more. This man is a liar. He knows you're a gold digger. He knows as long as your bills are paid, you good. And now you want to save him by taking him to church and wanting him to live a way you ain't living your own self. The delusion of it all.
Counseling. He needs his own therapist. I need my own therapist. And I told him, I said, I am willing to walk and to work with you through anything, but you cannot continue to keep lying to me. You cannot. You cannot keep doing this. I told him that I was, if he had been lying his entire life, but I know that I am going to continue praying for you.
Oh my God, you praying now?
I still wanted to be married. I still desired to be married so badly. And I stuck with
That's
that
the
man
truth.
through
Okay,
premarital.
so that's the truth. You wanted to be married. That other stuff you just said about not wanting to be a baby mama to another baby daddy, a separate baby daddy, wasn't the truth. This is the truth. You wanted to be married and you wanted to be taken care of.
Counseling, through all of that. So we started going through counseling. And I'm not gonna lie, the lady handled the both of us with a lot of grace. She triggered a lot of demons within that relationship. She really did. Up to the
And you still married him? Please don't tell me y'all she married him. Please don't tell me y'all she married him. Y'all have not heard this. I am looking at this just as raw as y'all are. I have not seen the end of this. Someone sent it to me and said, Auntie, we got to do a watch party on it. But please, y'all tell me that this girl did not marry him.
point where he told me, he said, hey, I think she's biased. I really want a male to do our counseling. Let's not go to her anymore. And I agreed. I told him, I said, if you feel that way, I do want the both of us to be comfortable. So if you do feel that she is biased, or, if you don't think she's the best fit, we can most definitely move forward with another counselor. So we tried allowing my cousin and his wife to counsel us.
Why?
And then that's when I
What
broke the
credentials they
ice and I
got?
told them, y'all, this man is literally an habitual liar. Like, he is a liar. And I don't know if I am taking the right step here. They told me that I should basically investigate on why he's lying like this. And what, like, in other words, ask him, why does he feel like he needs to lie to you? And
What?
then build from there. And they worked with us. Now, his reason to all of us for why he was lying was because he knew that in order to keep a woman of my caliber, he knew that he was going to have himself together. He knew that. And what
What? Bitch. Bitch. Do she mean like 35 millimeter caliber? Do she mean a caliber of the bullet, bitch? She's basic at best. And I don't mean that. She want basic. She want her meals paid for. And her rent, that's basic. Bitch, bitch, I'm done. Bitch. Y'all, I know she didn't say caliber. Bitch.
dawned on me so crazy was that I had dated men that didn't have a dime to their name. they still was honest and they still was trustworthy. And then I turned around and got crossed up with a man that did nothing but lie to me. He was paying some bills, but I deserved better. So, and all in all, marriage counseling did not work for us. Well, premarital counseling, it did not work for us. I prayed. I got through it. He went to every doctor's appointment with me, for the kid. He was there every step of the way. And I said to myself, I said, you know what? Like, I'm going to take this chance. It was stupid. It was the dumbest. But once again, this was on me. This was totally on me. So I knew that I was dealing with a liar. I knew the things that he lied about.
Mhm.
That was one thing.
Mhm.
But I also told him, like, hey, don't lie to me about nothing else. Like, let's not do that.
A lie is
So
going to
now I
lie.
want to take you into part 8, the lies he told. So at this time.
So what's up with the scarves? What's up with the scarves in the car? Did Ressa Tessa have scarves on in the car? Okay.
I tell him, like, hey, I really want to go ahead and meet your mama. We at least at this point, anywhere between 2 to 3 months in the game. I said, hey.
2 to 3 months? Bitch, I thought this was like 8 months later. So now we got the timeline. From the time she met him downtown at the restaurant, we had 2 to 3 months. Are you pregnant? What the fuck is going on?
I really feel like it's time that I meet your mom. You've met my family. I've met only your father. I've met a couple of your cousins when we was over there visiting with your daddy. So let me meet your mom. He tells me, babe, remember I told you my mom is a doctor and, her availability is a little tight. I said, okay, cool. I said, but still, I really do need to meet her. Now, prior to me meeting her, when he told me that his mama was a doctor, when I found out his mama name, I did a Google search because he told me that she owned her own practice and she did. It was like she was like a primary care physician. Like she did everybody, babies, adults. She was just a PCP all around, but she had her own practice. Now I looked up all practices in Houston, Texas, and surrounding areas. Her name did not come up as being a physician. Her name did not come up as being someone that owned their own practice. So
why is she
I was concerned about that as well. And so he contacted her. He never told me like a date and a time that we were going to meet. One Saturday, I was at home. I probably was laying in the bed. He called me because he was at work at Philadelphia, and he said, babe, my mom, she gonna pull up. If you want to meet her, you can come on through. Bet, I'm on my way. Put on clothes, got up there, and his mama came roughly shorter after I got there.
Okay.
Excuse me. I said, I walked outside. I went and met her, and I said, hi, it's so nice to meet you. He said, mama, this is Jillian. Jillian, this is my mama. Mm-hmm. I said, it's really nice to meet you. Okay. She looked me up and down, and her first question to me was, who is your OBGYN? Ma'am, hello? How you doing, ma'am? Who's your OBGYN? I said, Dr. Kathy Sander at Kelsey Sibo, one of the best in the nation. Okay, I know some folks over at Kelsey Sibo. I can always make a phone call if I need to. Now, at the time, I'm looking because I'm saying to myself, oh, maybe she's just concerned about the well-being of her grandchild. And if something were to ever happen, maybe, if I needed assistance or something, she could make a phone call. That's not what that was at all. Not what that was at all. After she asked that question, I said, oh, okay. And she said, so I have another question though. You and him, y'all met pretty fast. You already pregnant by him? Trying to insinuate that there is no way that I could be pregnant by her child. Ma'am, it done been 2 or 3 months. We have been back to back, ma'am. So yeah, this is baby. This most definitely his baby. Ain't nobody else been at my house but your son. yes, ma'am, this is your baby. So that had already put a bad sour taste in my mouth about her, because now you asking inappropriate
she not.
questions in our first conversation.
No, she not.
So I had a little trouble trying to have respect for a woman that was so disrespectful to me.
Wait a minute. First the motherfucking all. Wait a minute. I hate to cuss like that. She didn't ask inappropriate questions, because if you went into your fucking feelings and feeling low, he had already told you in his past that he could not have kids, that he had been in relationships. He sit up there owning somebody else's kid because he told you from the beginning that he couldn't have babies. So instead of you getting the way that you got and getting all offended with his mother, you should have said, yeah, I know that he said in the past that he's had problems, but I guess maybe because of his motherfucking weight loss surgery, now he can. But see, your self-esteem is down at the bottom of the motherfucking ground, so you're offended by his mother saying something that used to be actual and factual. This wasn't about you.
So later on that day, he comes home, or later on that night, he comes home, and I say to him, you know, hey, I didn't really want to bother you about this when you was at work. However, it really bothered me about what your mom said.
I bet the fuck it did.
I met her, and he said, well, what did she say? Because I really wasn't.
You're lucky you ain't meet none of me and my family. We just said 2 or 3 months you've been dating him and you living with him, he paying all your bills, and now your ass pregnant.
Kind of paying attention, and granted, he was not. He was at work, so he kind of left us alone a couple of times. And I mean, after she said what she said, I kind of like walked off, and I was like, all right, I'm about to go ahead and go back to the house, because that's weird. I remember calling my mama and telling my mama, hey, I met Jerry. Mama, boom, this is what she said. My mama was like, what type of bullshit is that? My mama, y'all.
But did you tell your mother that he said that in the past he wasn't able to impregnate anybody? That didn't mean that you was a hoe. That wasn't what the mother was insinuating. Her son ain't never been able to get nobody motherfucking pregnant. Ugh.
Ignorant, and I'm gonna get to her too. So I told him, I said, I ain't really appreciate that. He asked me what she said. I ran it to him, and he said, babe, I had already told you I really didn't want you to meet him. He always referred to her as her first name. He never really called her mom. He never did. So I said, okay, I said, I understand that you told me that she really didn't like any of your past relationships or past women or whatever. However, I am going to be the mother of your first child. Like, does that not ring a bell to her? I said, is she not gonna be like the grandmama type, you know, somebody that we would be able to rely on to like help us with the kid? He said, oh yeah, she'll be good for that. I'm sure she's pretty excited about the baby, but this all just happened so fast. Granted, it did happen so fast. Okay, cool. I said, no problem. So I get on the phone, you know, me and his daddy, we chopping it up, and I tell his daddy, I said, you know, hey, you know, I met his mom, you know, where does she work at? Because Jerry
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Bye.
Part 9, the lies he told. I stated at the very end of part 8 that I was going to get back to the timeline of our relationship so that I can really get down to the nitty-gritty of why I am doing this testimony. I do want to clarify a couple of things before I start part 9, however, because I do see all of your comments, the negative ones and the positive ones. To address a couple of the negative ones, I understand that you may be confused. Maybe you're expecting me to be exactly like Miss Ressa Tessa. That's not going to happen. I'm a totally different woman, and I have a totally different story. It may sound similar, but trust and believe.
What else is going on?
Hands were thrown in mine to the point where almost with some killing happening.
Okay.
So I'll get to that. But,
Keep
you
it
know,
pushing.
let
Go.
me just be clear that I'm going to tell this story the way that I'm going to tell it. And if you
Yeah.
can't stick around for it, try to go and watch somebody else, because it looks like a lot of women now are coming out with their own story. So thank you for sticking
Okay, we'll
around
listen to them
how you
too.
have, but I'm going to
Keep pushing
another thing
forward.
that I want to clarify, I see a lot of people are still confused about the whole car situation with the tag. That was his mama's car. That was his mama's tag. Okay.
Okay.
The alleged baby was not his real daughter. His
Okay.
dad told me that, and I confirmed that that was not his real baby. I also confirmed that he was never married. I have also confirmed that he never owned a house with his ex-wife. I confirmed that his ex-wife was not in Germany teaching. I have confirmed a lot of things so far. So if you hadn't gotten caught up, try to watch parts 1 through 8.
Okay.
And now we're going back to
all right,
part
Jillian,
9.
I'm gonna chill out.
All right. So
I'm gonna chill.
moving along with the timeline.
Okay.
It's all screwed up, guys. It's extremely screwed up.
Okay.
I don't have dates. I'm gonna just be honest. Just keep in mind, my initial meeting with him was January 5th.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of January or the beginning of February, we met at my house to have pizza, to have a discussion. We did have a one-night stand that night. He never left. He gradually started moving things in over a course of time.
Mm-hmm.
February 28th, we got engaged. In March, sometime in March, I met his mom. Let's not forget, I had already met the dad in February.
You forgot the pregnancy.
And so around April, May-ish, we are trying to do premarital counseling. So that's the timeline of the events right there. Also in March, we did go to Mississippi to meet my family.
Where's the baby?
So that's the timeline right there. Short, sweet, simple.
Baby?
Don't add nothing to it. Don't take nothing away from it. It's cool.
You was pregnant when you met the mother.
We got married June 29th, 2020.
She married him.
Before we got married,
she married
there
him.
are a couple of things that I want to note before the marriage started.
Him.
Both of us have always had 2 cellular devices, one personal, one for work. I assumed that his second phone was always from work. He told me that the co-owners of Phil and Derek's bought that phone for him, and that's his work phone. That's where he get his work emails. That's
he
where
married
customers
him.
can call to make reservations in with him, leave bad reviews, whatever the case may be. I literally believed all of that. Come to find out, that was a lie. That was another phone that man had that he was paying the bill on, because I could never understand why that phone kept getting cut off. He could not handle 2 phone bills, because mind you, he's still paying all of my household bills. He paying everything. However, I am the type to go through the phones. I am. So I'm going to get to that a little bit later. So before marrying him, I sat in the tub one night, and this will be extremely hard for me to get out. So just bear with me. The night before I married that man, I had already been praying. I had already been asking God, you know, please fix him. Notice.
Do not tell me an angel descended. Don't tell me an angel descended out of the cold tap of the bathroom, bitch. Don't tell me an angel from on high came a harking up in that mother. Do not tell me that. Don't tell me that an angel came. Bitch, don't tell me it was a manger outside or nothing.
Oh, that's the wrong prayer. I do. I ain't no weak Christian. Now I'm pretty put together, but at that time in my life, I was vulnerable. I desired to be married. I really did.
That's
I said, God,
though.
I have been praying for.
That's not vulnerable. That's broken. That's low self-esteem. Vulnerability is being honest and transparent. You were broken, had low self-esteem, and had a tinge of desperation to be married. That is not the definition of vulnerability.
For this man, I have been praying for this relationship. I have been praying over this baby that isn't here yet.
But you know the devil here when you pray,
I do
right?
really, really care for him. And I really think and really know that he cares for me and my son. And I was talking about my oldest at the time. I said, so I need a sign. I need you to let me know if this is my husband or not.
A
Immediate.
son! I'm sorry, Twilight. I didn't mean to scream. Y'all, she did not say she needed a sign. You've been getting an exit stage left side.
in my spirit, I
Oh
felt
my
no.
God, I'm gonna have to dip out in a minute, y'all.
I
'Cause I can't.
heard an audible voice tell me, this is not your husband. No.
That was a
My
sign.
mom was in town. My mom and my sister, they were at the house with me. And I never told them this. But God told me no. He told me no. And I still, that next day,
Married him.
I still went along with it. And the sign that God gave me after telling me no was him coming home. And we had a disagreement about something. And he looked at me and he said, you ain't got to marry me if you don't want to. That should have been my chance there to say, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm probably not. We can go ahead and call all this shit off. And that paid for the ceremony at the judge's office. Because we didn't get married at a courthouse. We got married at a
You
law
should have
firm.
paid for it. I mean, you had
y'all know
saved up
that
all that
attorneys are
money.
judges. So, or judges are attorneys. I'm sorry. So we got married at his law firm office. We could only have a maximum of 12. His dad and his stepmom were the only two that showed up. His mother was not in attendance. But God had already showed me in so many ways, from the lies and from the behavior that was coming, that he was not meant to be my husband. I moved extremely fast with this man.
Yeah.
I fell for the okie doke. I was stupid. I was confused as well. I was extremely vulnerable. And my heart felt that we could make it work. My heart felt that. Don't ever listen to your heart.
I
Don't
said
ever
that.
listen to your heart. Listen to God. Listen
Listen to your gut.
to God, because God will never, ever fail you. And now I would like to move on. Part 10, the lies he told. So right after the ceremony, we go to this restaurant in the Woodlands. It was a seafood restaurant. We got married on a Sunday, and my mom and my sister, they had to fly back out. So it was just me, him, my father-in-law, and my mother-in-law, like the stepmother-in-law. I guess that's how you would phrase it. And so we're there. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm in la la land. I'm like, you know what? I'm finally married. I'm Mrs. Such and such. And I said, this feels amazing. We went home that night, do what lovers do. And, you know, we moving on with life.
I'll be right back.
I'm currently working from home. You know, I'm pregnant. My boss at the time was like, hey, I don't want you to come in. I don't need you to be exposed. You know, I want you and the baby to, you know, be okay. So as time moves on, he was still actively working. He would come home, you know, things were on the up and up. Then all of a sudden one day I got a messenger message from a young lady. For purposes of this story, her name is Erica. And Erica reached out and said, would you divorce your husband if he was cheating on you? And she just kept typing, like kept hitting, and it went to my message request. So I didn't initially see it. And so she was like, I really need you to contact me. I need you to hit me up. Is there any way that I can get your number? She just going. And I'm like, man, who is this woman? Who is this? So by the time I get to like her Facebook page or whatever, I get her full name and I ask Jared, I say, Jared, do you know this woman? He tells me, yeah, that's a stalker bitch. I said, a stalker, bitch. He said, yeah, man. I was fucking with that girl for a little minute, man, and she just downright crazy. She done hit up every woman that I done been with since her. Don't pay her no mind, yada, yada, yada. I said, okay. And I said, so how she get my information? Because you got her blocked on. He told me she was blocked on everything. He said, man, I don't know. She probably went to my daddy page, seen your name, because his daddy did post pictures nonstop of me. Always posted pictures of us together, posted pictures of our marriage, posted pictures of me when I would post pictures. He would repost the pictures. Just, I mean, was my dog for real. Still to this day, my nigga. And so I said, okay, that's kind of strange. So I responded back to her. Okay. Being the woman that I am, coming woman to woman. Hey, sis, I'm Mrs. Such and Such. Mrs. MRS, period. Being the biggest dumb bitch in the world. I said, I know my motherfucking man. He go to work. He come home. He ain't, I already know that you a stalker. I know this, that, and the third. And so I blocked him.
What?
This woman did try reaching out to me on Instagram later on, in the story, all of that type of stuff. And I am going to get back to her. So something led me to start going through his devices. He did have 2 phones, one personal.
What's she marry him for?
So I would always go through his phone when he was asleep. The reason I started going through his phone was because the phones would start vibrating in the middle of the night. Who calling you at 3 o'clock? Who calling you at 3? People were texting and contacting him from text-free numbers. I would try to call the number back. It would say, welcome to text-free, or however the little audio go when they don't answer the phone. So I'm like, all right, that's strange. Who are all these numbers, these random numbers? I had no idea who these people were. And at the time, I didn't even know if it was multiple people. I just thought that it might have been the crazy woman that he claimed was a stalker bitch. Come to find out, that wasn't the case at all. It wasn't the case. So I would still go and visit him, like at the restaurant and things like that. And one night he came home and he said, babe, I'm about to start applying for other jobs. I said, what's wrong with feeling there? To be honest with you, babe, I ain't trying to be up there no more. I said, okay. He said, they working me like a Hebrew slave. I need to make adjustments because you're about to get ready to have this baby, because my due date was November 15th. He said, so I need to make sure that I am at a place where I can get FMLA, because believe it or not, he did tell me that at Phil & Derrick's, he did not have any insurance benefits whatsoever. And I believed him because, I mean, it was, I ain't gonna even say to come in because y'all will fire me up about that. But, more businesses that are us's, they don't offer a lot of benefits. Sometimes you can barely get paid. Sometimes. So he started actively looking for other positions. He finally landed at Fish City Grill in Sugar Land, Texas. We at the time lived on the border of Cypress, Texas.
Okay.
So Sugar Land is a hike. It ain't that bad, but it ain't down the street either.
Okay.
Phil & Derrick's went down the street either, but all right. And so he says, babe, I got an interview. They're going to be paying me, I want to say that man told me they were going to be paying him $65,000 a year. It was going to come with benefits, insurance, FMLA. So it worked out perfect. I said, okay, babe, that's perfect. He said, so when this lease is up here, I will commute right now, which he did. He commuted for a good 4 or 5 months. He said, I will start commuting, but when the lease is up, let's try to look for a house. And then, maybe we can find something that'll be closer out that way. See, the thing about a narcissist is they'll try to isolate you from your family, because my family lives out here in Cypress. Yes, I'm from Mississippi, but my Mississippi family, they're out here. My help is out here. I said, okay, babe, we married. So, I'm like, all right, I'm going to support you. We going to do such and such. So he starts working at Fish City Grill. When he starts working at Fish City Grill, one beautiful day in October, I am headed out for not only a nail appointment, but I am headed out for to vote. It was voting time. I don't even know who I was going to vote for, but I was going to vote. I get to the third stair in the townhome. I slip and fall and I roll over. And when I pick my leg up, my foot was hanging like Dak Prescott was. I had broke my ankle in 3 places. There was no one at home with me. He was in Sugar Land and Fish City Grill. The God thing about this is that I had my key in my hand that had the fob to the garage so that anybody that needed to come through, they could come through the garage, whether there was the paramedics, anybody in my family. So I immediately called my cousin, Coco. And Coco said, hey, what's up? I am in pain. I'm crying. And I tell her, I just fell down the stairs. I'm about to give birth by November 15th. It had to be like October, maybe 20th. Don't quote me on a date. And I said, I just fell. I fell down the stairs. She like, oh shit, I'm on my way. She calling 911. They both make it around the same time. They get me up on the stretcher. She's on the phone with Jared. She's like, hey, she just fell down the stairs. He's panicking. He's like, okay, I'm on my way. I'm coming to get there. I'm going to be there. I get to the emergency room. It takes him quite a while to get there because he's coming from Sugar Land. And I'll finish the story in part 11.
So we got through 1 through 10. Bitch, I feel like I've been on a construction site. I don't know how y'all feel, but I feel like I have been on a construction site. We 2-3 months in, and I feel like I've been on a construction site. I'm going to take a break because as you all can see, the dogs are barking, which means they want to go outside. So I will put the post back up. We will do episode 11 through episode 20 when I return. Make sure you have your notification bells on. Make sure you hit subscribe so you know that when I go live. Now, when you hit subscribe and you hit that notification bell, if it does not turn gray, it is not going to notify you. So make sure that your bell changes its color. Okay? Let the dogs have a break and I will be back. Thank you so much for being here. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Turn your notification bells on. So when we come back, we can pick up from episode 11 to episode 20. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Raydella, for all that you're doing down in the chat to make it a safe environment for everyone to have a discussion. I love you all. See you in a bit.